If you are looking for a way to help people understand that what we put on the inside of us is important, have I got an interactive for you. Hi, I'm Jim Stillpepper with Envision Ed Plus, and in this interactive you're going to need to probably in most cases secretly get plain water, and then this glass is actually filled with water and about 3 teaspoons of salt. You can also use sugar as well too. And you're also going to need some liquid food dye. I have found for some unknown reason that red tends to work better. Blue does not work very well at all. I don't know what causes that. And by the way, if you happen to know why that causes that, would love you to put some comments down at the bottom of this so that I would know. But I show them 2 identical glasses. I try to get the water level about equal. And then I ask them to predict for me what will happen when they put 1 drop of the food coloring into the water. And I do want to, in most cases, ask them to predict, because research says when we use our brains to predict, it is actually using more of the mature focus part of our brain, like the cortex parts of our brain. So it really is a good way to turn that on in this interaction. And I don't care how well they predict, but I do want them, it's going to disperse. How's it going to disperse? How long is it going to take? I don't want to drive them crazy with endless questions about details, but I do want them to try to picture as much as what they think is going to happen. And then, to the best of their ability, I'm going to ask them to put 1 drop in, and then we're just going to watch it and see what happens. And as you can see, it is dispersing in ways you may or may not have predicted, they may or may not have predicted. And this does take a while, so I am really, in this brief time, looking to get some discussion going about how it's doing, whether it's doing exactly what they thought it was going to do. It's a good way to have discussion because right now they're generally focused on looking at the cool color scheme that's happening in there. And then the second glass, again, want that to be almost looking equal. You can probably tell if you were with me that there's a little difference in color, but for most of the folks I work with, they don't pick up on that. What's going to happen when you put the same kind of drop in the same type of water? And then do the predictions and let them try it. And what they're going to discover is that initially and for the first several minutes, that red food dye stays right up on top. Now, eventually, given enough time, like minutes, like 5-10 minutes, it's going to eventually do the same thing this one did. And then we get a chance at that point to talk about how this interactive is related to their life, because what is on the inside of these 2 identical glasses is completely different. Both look like water, but that's when I'm going to generally reveal to them that this one is filled with something different. Now, what I never know when I'm doing this interactive is whether they're going to consider this glass to be the healthy version or this glass to be the healthy version. So I kind of feel them out in that discussion process, but it's a cool way to help them see that what we put on the inside of us can determine what happens next in our life. I hope you find this interactive to be very helpful. Would love this if you would subscribe and like this episode. And if you know other people who might benefit from this, would love you to share that with them as well too. If you have been given a light, please rise and shine while there is still light.